Again, it's Brother Ashe. Big ups to DJ for letting us speak. This is the Griot series, Return to the Roots, Return to the Knowing. Bringing folks that are doing boots on the ground work. Today we have a brother named Brother Ra, known as Brother Ra, a healer, youth advocate, yoga practitioner, Bomba practitioner, author, bridge builder, and modern day young revolutionary working at the crossroads of breath, movement, and memory. Through poetry, yoga, and African world history, embodied movement, and radical care, Brother Ra creates spaces where Black youth can name their hurt, reclaim their identity, and remember their power. From organizing in the streets to shaping healing sanctuaries like the Black Youth Healing Arts Center in Frogtown, he moves with intention, connecting ancestral wisdom to present-day survival and future freedom. And with that being said, how you doing, Brother Ra? So it's wonderful to have you.
Peace and power to the true and living, man. I'm grateful to be here. Very grateful that you invited me to this space.
Absolutely. And so I just want to get right into it. You describe healing as a practice when we've had conversations, not as a pause. When did you first realize that your breath, your body, and your voice were tools, not just talent?
So I would say I first realized it probably in around 2018. So when I was still in high school, there was actually a woman, and I remember this very vividly because it was around the time when I first got activated in my adult body. There was always situations with police brutality that made me feel a certain way when I was younger. But the lady who told LeBron James to shut up and dribble, around that time period, it was like, okay, this was affecting me too because I'm also a hooper. So around then, I was like, okay, I need to be sharing my voice. And from then, I didn't really know how to do it. But then after going to school and then getting back into community, it was something that I dedicated my life to. So that's how I'm here right now.
Word. And so some of your work reflects working with youth that have support, but also you've done a lot of work with homeless youth as well. What moment made you understand that healing itself is a form of activism for not only ourselves, but for our communities?
For sure. And especially with healing being a practice and not a pause, I would say it's a form of activism because it's continuously ongoing. And when we get into situations, obviously, especially like today, it's hard to think about taking a moment to breathe or taking a moment to meditate. But when we make it a practice and we make it something that we do every day and make sure to fit into our schedule, then in those reactive moments, in those reactive situations, you'll begin to start to respond. And your first response will be to take a deep breath or to imagine something that puts you in a better state of mind. That way you can empower yourself and make healthier decisions for yourself, become your best self.
I love it. And so some of the places that Brother Ra is implementing this is at the Youth Link MN in the Black Youth Healing Arts Center, or better known as the BIAC. A question we have for Brother Ra is, what are young people teaching us right now in the current climate that adults need to slow down and really listen to and hear?
It's a great question. I would say young people and my peers are teaching adults that now is, well, it always has been, but now and for the ongoing years is now is the time to organize and to get in community. We cannot be waiting until a situation happens and then we want to react to stuff and make it seem as if, okay, now we have to do this. No, if we can organize our communities and get together and then come up with strategic steps to prevent stuff, to be proactive about our oppression, then we won't always have to be on the back end and playing catch up for years and years and years on. And I think our immigrant brothers and sisters that come to this country are the greatest example of showing what true organization can look like. Mm-hmm. So instead of breaking or, instead of looking at them as other or as less than, we need to be learning from each other. And they can also learn from us too, because we have firsthand experiences with white supremacy, with the system of racism and white supremacy. So if we can, group together, come together and learn from each other, teach each other of how we can combat this stuff that's in our everyday face and in our everyday socialization processes. It's hard to ignore a lot of these factors that are being imposed on us. Then we can actually make some way larger moves instead of just only relying on a protest or only relying on our voice. Our voice is one thing, but when you can come up with institutions and infrastructure to dismantle stuff and to replace stuff, what we call build or destroy, then you can definitely make moves and you can definitely get rid of the things that are going to destroy you and the people that come after you.
Word. And Brother Rod, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You're 25, right?
I'm 24.
24. So this is a young brother who is 24. Now, I am 29, for those who may not know, and I've done a lot of community work, but I have not written a book yet. This brother is 24. He's doing community work, and he's written a book. And so he's written a book called Walking Into You. But the most beautiful part about the book is the fact that it's not just Brother Ra writing the book. He actually wrote the book with young people who were 15, 16, sharing their stories, sharing the trauma that they went through as an act of healing for themselves. And so, Brother Ra, I would love for you to say why, what was the idea behind getting that book done? What was the process? How do you feel about it?
So our book is called Walking Into You. It is a youth journal for exploring healing, hurting, and breathing. So honestly, me and a group of young people, along with some mentors, we came together. The intention actually was not to create a youth healing journal, but we came together to facilitate some workshop, summer camp at Sabathani on the south side. A summer camp for this youth group that was already meeting there. We would meet with them once a week and teach them the biology of stress and trauma, teach them the power of their breath, so giving them terms like the vagus nerve, amygdala, parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, and making sure they knew what was happening to their body in stressful situations, and then also giving them tools to be able to overcome that stress and regulate their body. And all of them were super, they received it very well, and the camp was from like 9-year-olds to 14-year-olds. So then after that summer of us facilitating the camp, we were able to get some funds to put together another project, and we all decided we should come together and write about what we did. So we actually didn't write about the camp, but we wrote about our own personal stories of how everyday common issues or stressors that affect all of us. So the chapters are how we go through change, anxiety, our battle with perfectionism, vulnerability, post-traumatic stress disorder, and then I wrote about post-traumatic slave syndrome, and then grief. And then our mentors wrote about being a parent and having Black children in this socialization process. And then we really just all wrote about how all of those everyday common stressors affected our lives and how we can use breathing and mindfulness tools. So not only breathing, but nature, journaling, poetry, and imagery, and how we can use those tools to regulate our bodies. And it's also, so we write about our stories, but it's also a journal, so there's prompts in there. And there's tools for you to follow throughout the journal. So as you're writing and reading, you can actually be practicing with us.
Beautiful, beautiful. So in closing, just let the people know. I know it might be a lot of questions. How can they support you? Where can they find you? And how can people start to begin their own journeys at home?
Fire. I would say you could support me by first supporting yourself and studying and taking the time every day to intentionally learn something about how we can combat the system that is actively destroying families and oppressing families, that has been for going on 1,000 years now. And you can support me also by getting into community. So not isolating yourself and taking the time to meet new people, meet like-minded people. So coming to places like the Black Youth Healing Arts Center that is in Frogtown, coming to places where events are happening that are put on by people like Brother Ashe, and really just supporting with your presence. You can find me, I guess, on Instagram at jco1e_. I don't really have a huge online presence yet, but I'm currently working on that. And what was your last question?
Just what is one healing practice? You kind of already answered it.
How can we practice at home? Okay, so I would say practicing at home. So this can be a lot of different ways. First, just the reminder of taking intentional deep breaths and the reminder of at least regulating your nervous system one time a day. Doing that practice will eventually allow you to be able to respond to stressful situations in a different way, and it'll be the power that we've all needed in these types of situations like we're facing in Minneapolis right now. So first is finding that time, but then also finding time in your day to slow down and not have to feel like you are needing to rush throughout your life. So a lot of us, going to work, we get right out of the car, go right into the building. We don't even stop to do anything. We don't even stop to even think about taking a breath. So allowing yourself to slow down and not feel like you have to rush all the time. And at home, you can find your patience and your mindfulness in your everyday practices. So for myself, I find meditation through doing the dishes, as well as through cooking food. So just being intentional about those things and trying not to be mindless about it, but being more mindful and slowing down when you're doing those things. And lastly, I will say taking these deep breaths intentionally it's not for the purpose of just feeling calm and relaxed. That will help us feel calm and relaxed, but it's more for the purpose to help us make healthier decisions and to help us strengthen our relationships with each other. So helping us stay present for these engagements that we have outside on the street or administrative in the background, whatever it might be, but just using your breath to guide you through stressful situations and using your breath as a practice to remind you that it's always with you when you're feeling unregulated. Ashe.
What we've lost, we reclaim. What we've forgotten will be remembered. What we remember, we will become. That was Boots on the Ground with Brother Ra.
True and living.
And with that being said, in honor of Alex Pretty, Renee Good, and all the revolutionaries out here, I would love for us to play Libations, because as long as they are remembered and we say their names, they'll always live on.
So there was no conflict. So they would just say, well, how do you recognize, a sect? Well, when they got there, they said, oh, we call it Yemaya.
Look, I pour libations for our ancient spirits, people and nations that we carry in our hearts and our minds and reputations as we marinate this plane of existence with our vibrations, and we fight this good fight against every single temptation. We are trees planted by every ancestor creed. We exceed. We are the seeds, not the weeds. Fresh fruit, gripped by the spirit of fresh roots. So when reflecting on the trees of the old, I just salute, cause we vibrate in vibrations. We soul surfing migrations. We truth seeking high havens. We live on through libations. We pour libations to remember our people, blood and nations. Motherland, coast to new locations. It's in our genes, the root creations. We pour libations to remember our people, blood and nations. Motherland, coast to new locations. Ancestor genes, the root creations. Look, to heal right, we really gotta circle up. Cause the ancestor love gotta circle us. Circle back so the bonds can envelop us. fresh roots for the seeds, trying to level up. To level pain, gotta see where we really came from. Broken chains flowing through your golden veins. Sons and daughters, holy waters, pass to the right. Power hand strong, young rivers of the light. All my life I had to fight, even on them nights I was weak, ain't had the might. Ancestors helped me see, I ain't had the sight. Still have my village elders teach me right. 10 Bigo Libations to remember our people, blood and nations. Motherland coast to new locations. Ancestor genes and root creations. We pour libations to remember our people, blood and nations. Motherland coast to new locations. Ancestor genes and root creation. Brother Donnie Jones, Sean, we love you. Brother Molly, Malik, and Deshaun McKay, Sister Salima, Salohudin, Pop Zuba, Young Talia, Brother Blue, Storyteller, Mother Cotman, Brother Cotman, North Pop G. Yes, sir. I know you watching. Grandpa. Young Mariah. Cause you up above. We miss you. And Grandmama. No Tondo Zulu. Mother of love. I kept it short, but you know, of course, there's many more. Reflect on the spirit of